In this video, I'm going to be going over our flex panel water tank level program. Buildings will often contain water holding tanks as a means of temperature regulation. They'll do this by periodically pumping water throughout the system in order to dissipate some of the heat. In these systems, a lot of the time a cooling tower is used, and cooling towers dissipate heat from recirculating water that is used to cool chillers, air conditioners, and other process equipment to the ambient air. Heat is rejected to the environment from cooling towers through the process of evaporation. Therefore, by design, cooling towers use significant amounts of water. The first thing to go over when we're setting up our tank level system is to take measurements of our tank itself. We click on the tank size button to enter in our measurements. The system will calculate the amount of volume in the water tank based on our tank measurements here, as well as a pressure signal coming from a pressure sensor at the base of the water tank itself. The measurements can be in centimeters or in inches. So here we have a visual representation of about how much water is in our tank. And there's also a numeric indicator at the top right of the screen to help follow along. And the first thing you'll notice is that we have separate set points based on whether or not the pump is running or if the pump is not running. The idea being that when water is pumping through the system, that water is eventually going to be coming back to the tank, and we don't want the tank to be filling up the water before all of the remaining water from the system winds up draining back down, or it is likely to overflow. So that is the reason why you'll see all of these pump on set points are a little bit lower than the pump off set points. The system abides by the pump on set points when the pump is running, and conversely, the pump off set points when the pump is not running. To change these set points, we click on the set point that we would like to adjust. Say I want to make this 70, type in 70 and hit enter. Now let's simulate the sequence of operations for this program. I can make the water level go down a little bit to our fill on set point. And you can see that our fill solenoid has energized, and at this point water is being poured back into the tank in order to top it up. And it will stay energized until the water reaches our fill off set point. And now the water tank is topped up. And if the water level gets above our high alarm set point of 100 centimeters, it will trigger an alarm. And this alarm, it can be in the form of a buzzer on the door or an email notification or anything of that nature. Also, as a precaution, after the pump has de-energized, the system will wait for a predetermined amount of time to allow the water to flow back into the tank before any action will be taken on the part of the control panel, so as to avoid any overflow. And all of this activity is tracked in a trend in order to monitor the operations history of the system.